Hello, you're watching Global Talk. The energy saving and energy efficiency of Kazakhstan's economy is one of the strategic objectives of the state. Due to the energy intensity reduction of gross domestic product of the country, two equally important objectives are achieved. First of all, it's departure from the raw material orientation of the economy. Secondly, the reduction of harmful emissions into the atmosphere, enhancing the greenhouse effect. The transition to a green economy to search and for the conditions for the use of advanced technologies for energy conservation and the removal of energy was a primary agenda for the forthcoming international exhibition, Expo 2017.
Today, Kazakhstan is ranked 28th in the world in terms of energy intensity of GDP. This figure is more than twice than the energy consumption in the USA and Canada and 3 times higher than in the European Union. In this connection, Kazakhstan intends to reduce the energy component of gross domestic product by at least 25% by 2020 and by 50% by 2050. This was discussed at the international conference in Astana, attracting investment into energy saving and energy efficiency projects in the public sector and in small and medium-sized businesses. The conference is organized by USAID program to mitigate climate change, together with the Institute of Electric Power and Energy Conservation in Kazakhstan.
В рамках предстоящего, я считаю, мегапроекта «Экспо» в Казахстане в 2017 году
in the forthcoming, in my opinion, mega project Expo in Kazakhstan, the event of 2017, so to speak, this event is the first preparatory stage. A green economy is impossible without the green energy. Green energy, in the form of alternative and renewable energy sources, is one of the types of measures for ESCO mechanisms. Green economy is the main idea of the growth of gross domestic product, at the same time reducing energy consumption. It is the future for the world. And today we say it is the future of the public sector itself, of which we talk about here. Naturally, transition from heating with panel heaters to heat pumps at public agencies, this reduction in electricity consumption quadrupled. Thermal insulation of the building is a halving in gas consumption. Installation of individual heat point, it is a decrease of 30% of thermal energy consumption. That is, this is the case when the institution has the same functions, but energy consumption significantly decreased.
На данный момент достаточно сложно зеленой энергетике конкурировать с...
At the moment, it is quite difficult for green energy to compete with conventional energy, especially in the realities of Kazakhstan, which has huge reserves of mineral resources. But our government has taken the concept of the transition to a green economy. And we gradually, naturally, because we cannot immediately adapt foreign standards here, it takes time and move to renewable energy, because it is not economically viable. We adopted the strategy 2050, development of energy efficiency, and the result will be getting our energy from renewable energy sources to 50% by the 2050.
То, что мы будем получать нашу энергию из возобновляемых источников энергии до 50% к 50 году.
Цель мероприятия шикарная. Все-таки вопросы изменения климата – это тренд сегодня не только...
The event goal is great. Climate change is the trend today, not only in Kazakhstan, but also around the world. And so in the fight against climate change, it is very important to make emphasis on development of energy efficiency, energy saving. And so today, in the framework of this conference, we'll discuss issues related to prospects of development of energy service companies, energy service contracts. It is very interesting. I am the head of the NGO, Coalition for Green Economy, G Global Development. And we are now substantively engaged in energy issues, the use of green technologies in the social structures of the business objects. And we are now with our partners working on the map, the Green Energy Card. We want the part of the map to be like a roadmap promoting energy service companies.
Мы хотим в рамках этой карты, это как дорожная карта, продвижения энергосервисных компаний.
By the beginning of the International Exhibition Expo 2017, the government of Kazakhstan intends to implement at least 100 energy-efficient projects involving investment of 20 billion tenge. In preparation for these activities, as well as to improve the industrial and innovation policy of the state, the government had introduced a number of amendments and additions to the existing laws. The timeliness of these measures has been highly appreciated by both investors and customers.
На данный момент остро стоит вопрос о привлечении инвестиций, особенно иностранных инвестиций в сферу.
At the moment, there is an urgent need to attract investment, especially foreign investment in energy conservation in Kazakhstan. Therefore, the government adopted the nation's plan to implement the 5 presidential institutional reforms. It is called 100 concrete steps. And one of these steps, the 59th, is directed specifically at attracting strategic investors in the sphere of energy saving and energy efficiency through an internationally recognized mechanism for energy service contracts. How does it work? It works in such a way that the investor gets his or her profit benefit from the energy savings. So the customer is interested in the productivity of their projects, in the performance of their projects. He's protected, both financially and technically. The customer is protected. That is, he does not invest in the project his own means, or goes to the co-financing and risk-sharing with the energy-saving company.
Заказчик защищен. То есть он не вкладывает в данные проекты свои собственные средства, либо идет на софинансирование и на разделение рисков вместе с исполнителем.
Стратегической задачей сегодняшнего мероприятия я вижу обмен опытом.
The strategic goal of today's event is the exchange of experience in the field of energy services and market implementation in the public sector. Budget institutions today consume energy in 2-3 times higher than they could consume according to European standards. And our task to attract investors in the energy efficiency measures in public institutions at the expense of energy services mechanism. The principle is simple. It's to introduce measures to recover their investment through savings in utilities and energy, which occur as a result of the introduction of energy-effective events. That is the principle of energy services. Today we exchange experiences between Russia, Kazakhstan and Ukraine. The latter came closest to the formation of an institutional investor and to the formation of the customer and institutional capacity in the form of public institutions to carry out such contracts.
Sure, as far as Kazakhstan has this huge potential in energy saving, these investments are very attractive because they have high IRR and other financial figures, because if you have like very easy and very efficient project to do, so why not to invest? It could be competitive on the market. The main engine of this process is mandatory level that already is in the law in Kazakhstan. They also recently, a couple years ago, they updated new version of the energy efficiency law that have already written process of energy management system introduction as a mandatory requirement for all members of state energy register. So this state energy register, as was announced today by the minister, contains more than 6,000 of companies or private buildings that are there, and that means that such huge administrative reform will be very soon here. On the other hand, they also now speaking about some stimulating measures for introduction of ESCO mechanisms and some other things that could make life of regions a little bit more comfortable and easy in terms of attracting some extra budgetary financing for the sector.
Currently, Kazakhstan has carried out large-scale work to attract investors in the sphere of energy saving through internationally recognized mechanisms for energy service contracts. In general, by 2019, the international organizations such as the World Bank, the European and Asian Development Bank are ready to invest in the energy efficiency projects in Kazakhstan for about $100 million.
In addition, within the framework of the implementation of energy efficiency projects, it is planned to modernize about 100 social facilities throughout the country. To this end, 44 projects were selected, which includes kindergartens, schools, hospitals, and other municipal facilities. For 19 of them, design and estimate documents in the current year have been already developed. It is planned to carry out construction and assembly work. Forum experts note that such projects require government support, at least at the very beginning of attracting investment and implementation process.
Сегодня банки выдают кредиты под 24-25% годовых. Брать такие кредитные ресурсы и...
Today, banks issue loans at 24-25% per annum. Not all business structures can agree to take such loans and perform upgrades, apply green technology, and etc. Therefore, it is very important for today to consider the possibility of bank interest rate subsidies. There is such a program in Kazakhstan. We must now work out the algorithm so these banks' loans will become available especially for energy service companies. This is the first thing that needs to be done. Secondly, it is very important that social facilities, where the cost of utility bills as an object to provide heat and electricity, it is a stable cash flows. And we say today that if the energy service company will make an offer to social facilities, which borrow the resources involved, investment, they will be able to replace the heating system, power supply system on the social sites. And through energy savings, they will be able to compensate the energy costs. It is a very good resource for today, when in principle there is a shortage of funds. Budget organizations are in need of saving resources. Exactly such approaches, they will provide the desired amount for the further development of social facilities.
Нехватка средств. Бюджетные организации очень нуждаются в экономии ресурсов. Вот именно такие подходы, они позволят как раз-таки получить нужные суммы для дальнейшего развития социальных объектов.
На данном мероприятии представлена...
The Ukrainian experts are here at the event to exchange experiences and to show what Ukraine has accomplished in terms of attracting energy service companies in the public sector. I came to talk about Ukraine's experience in recent years, to adopt the laws, regulations, and preparing for today budgetary funds in order to attract investors. We have a major change in legislation, quite innovative. Today we have a certain time between the practice, preparation for mass tenders for the purchase of energy services in the public sector.
Подготовки к массовым тендерам на закупку энергосервисов в бюджетной сфере.
Actually, Kazakhstan has a lot of work to do in future for sure, and energy efficiency and potential of energy efficiency in Kazakhstan is still growing, and there are a lot of international projects working, dealing with this issue, and this showing also some potential success that could be nearest future. The most interesting sector for energy saving in Kazakhstan is for sure industry, because it has very huge potential, energy intensive mining sector and metallurgy. All the capital repair process that is going on in the country, so all these activities can show that huge potential for energy efficient technologies that could be introduced in the country could be met here in a couple of years.
This following year, for the first time in history, the government of Kazakhstan plans to digitalize historical data on consumption of fuel and energy resources through the widespread introduction of a number of new technologies for smart metering of energy consumption data.